Hey, this is Srivarma. In this presentation, I will try to compare the memory management systems of x86 and Windows 10, and we will also implement some of the features of Windows 10 which are not present in x86. Now we will discuss memory management system in x86. x86 primarily uses paging to manage its memory allocation. It uses a paging size of 4 KB and a two-level page structure. The translation from virtual to physical address is performed by the MMU as follows. The first 10 bits of a 32-bit virtual address are used to index into a page table directory, which points to a page of the inner page table. The next 10 bits index into the inner page table to locate the page table entry. The page table entry contains a 20-bit physical frame number and flags. Every page table in x86 has mapping for user pages as well as kernel pages. It uses a page size of 4 KB and two-level page table structure. Now we'll discuss memory management in Windows 10. Each process on 32-bit Microsoft Windows has its own virtual address space that enables addressing up to 4 gigabits of memory. Windows 10 supports multiple features such as shared library, file mapping, copy on write, and memory compression. Windows 10 also uses features like demand paging with clustering and a working set model. Windows is far more advanced in terms of memory management features when we compare it to x86. Next, we'll discuss memory management features of Windows 10 which are missing in x86. Well, as you can see, there are plenty of Windows 10 memory management features that are missing in x86. To name a few, there are file mapping, working set model, disk paging, shared libraries, and many more. But as asked, we'll only be discussing in detail three features, namely file mapping, copy on write, demand paging, for which I will also be implementing strategies later on. The first technique we will look at is file mapping. We will start with its general introduction, its working in Windows 10, and finally its implementation in x86. What is file mapping? File mapping is association of a file content with a portion of virtual address space of a process. The system creates a file mapping object, also known as a section object, to maintain this association. A file view is the portion of virtual address space that a process uses to access the file contents. It allows the process to work efficiently with large data files such as database without having to map the whole file into memory. Next, let us discuss the problem faced in x86 because of lack of feature file mapping. If a program reads a file, the data for that file is copied twice. First, it is copied from the disk to kernel memory by the driver, and then later it is copied from kernel space to user space by the read system call. If the program then sends the data over the network, the data is copied twice more from user space to kernel space and from kernel space to the network device. Now let us try to understand how does file mapping works in Windows. The basic idea is that the process reads from and writes to the file view using pointers, just as they would with dynamically allocated memory. The use of file mapping improves efficiency because the file resides on disk, but the file view resides in memory. Now we will try to solve this problem by implementing file mapping in x86. First, let us discuss our approach to implement file mapping. A structure of virtual memory area (VMA) has to be created which contains a pointer to a struct file for the file being mapped. Each process is assigned a fixed size array of VMA, hence VMA is included in struct proc. A map function is required which finds an unused region in the process's address space in which to map the file and add a VMA to the process's table of mapped regions. This map function follows lazy allocation of pages, thus trap handler has to be modified to handle page fault error. This map function also increases file's reference count. This count prevents the closing of file until none of the processes are accessing it. An unmap function is also required which finds a VMA that is to be freed for the address range and unmaps the specified page. This unmap function decreases file's reference count so that we know when the file page is ready to be freed. Also, we have to modify the fork function which creates child from a parent function to ensure that the child has the same mapped regions as the parent. Now let us discuss the implementation in somewhat detail. System calls that have to be added: mmap and munmap. The function of mmap is to find an unused region in process's address space to map the file and add virtual memory area to the process's table of mapped regions. Second, munmap system call. The function of this is to find the virtual memory area for the address range and unmap the specified page. We have to define a function as well. The function of this function is to read file from the offset. Last, we have to define a struct named vmArea_struct. The function of this struct is to keep track of the pages mapped by mmap for each process. The virtual memory area struct should also contain a pointer to the file being mapped. We have to modify trap handler such that it handles the cases of page fault error. This page fault error will happen because we have implemented the lazy allocation strategy for the files. We have implemented this by doing the following. In Trap Handler, we have added code to cause page fault in mapped region. After that, we allocate a page to physical memory which reads 4096 byte of the relevant file into that page and map it into the user address space. We have also implemented mmap read. It reads the file from the offset. After these changes, the trap handler should perform these functions. Find which virtual memory area owns the virtual address, error out if not found, allocate a new physical page, map it into user address space by installing to user page table, read one page of the file starting from the offset into the user space. Now let us try to understand copy and write protection by an example. Initially we can see that in physical memory these pages are shared between process 1 and process 2. This is an example of optimization because we are not unnecessarily copying these pages separately for both the processes. We will only copy it when one of the process will try to modify one of the pages. Here we can see, let us say that process 2 is trying to modify the page B. Now we will make a copy of page B, namely page D, and remap it to process 1. Now the process 2 has an independent page and it can easily modify it without any loss of coherence. Now let us see what is the problem that is caused by absence of copy and write protection in x86. The for system call in x86 copies all of the parent process's user space memory into the child. If parent is large, copying can take a long time. In addition, the copy often waste memory. In many cases, neither the parent nor the child modify the page so that in principle they could share the same physical memory. The inefficiency is particularly clear if the child calls execute function, since execute will throw away the copied pages, probably without using most of them. On the other hand, if both parent and child use a page and one or both writes it, copy is truly needed because in that case incoherency can occur. Now let us try to understand the idea behind implementation of copy on write. The goal of copy on write fork is to defer allocating and copying physical memory pages for the child until the copies are actually needed, if ever they are needed. Now the basic idea is copy on write fork creates just a page table for the child with PTEs for user memory pointing to the parent's physical pages. Copy on write fork marks all the user page table entries in both parent and child as non-writable. This protects them to be modified until they are being shared between parent and child. When either process tries to write one of these copy on write pages, the CPU will force a page fault. The kernel page fault handler detects this case, allocates a page of physical memory for faulting process, copies the original page into the new page, and modifies the relevant page table entry in faulting process to refer to the new page. This time with the page table entry marked writable. When the page fault handler returns, the user process will able to write its copy of the page. Now let's discuss the implementation of copy on write feature in x86. To realize our idea, we first need to add the definition of the function uvmcopy in dev.h. Once that's done, we can start implementing our function uvmcopy in vm.c. uvmcopy is the function which fork will call to allocate child memory. This function should perform the following. Firstly, given a parent process's page table, it should copy its memory into a child's page table. It should copy both the page table and set pages flag as read only. Secondly, it should return 0 on success and -1 on failure, and upon failure it should free any allocated page. Next, we have to modify trap.c because it has to handle error in case one of the process tries to modify the shared pages. After modification, the trap.c should perform the following function. It should copy the original page into the new page, modify the relevant page table entry in faulting process to refer to the new copied page. Then we'll go to define the functions addref and decref. The basic function of addref would be to increase reference index when a new process references the same page, whereas decref is supposed to decrease reference index when a process exits. It also checks if index equal to 0, and in that case we free the page. So essentially addref will be replacing calloc and decref will take place of kfree. Since we are replacing calloc and kfree, we would have to replace all the related calls correspondingly. And lastly, we have to modify copy out to take page out only if all the references to this page have disappeared when it encounters a copy on write page. I have also implemented third missing feature, demand paging. It is a key feature of memory management in Windows 10. Demand paging follows that pages should only be brought to memory if the executing pages demands them. This is often referred to as lazy evaluation or lazy allocation. It is discussed in detail in the report. Thank you. That's all from my side.